Liver King here. I got 1 pound of delicious raw liver right in front of me because liver is king.
What if I told you that one of the biggest fitness influencers on the planet built his $100 million empire on raw liver, lies, and steroids? This is the insane rise and humiliating fall of the Liver King. Imagine this. A 40-something-year-old man goes viral for eating raw liver, lifting insane weights, and claiming he's living proof that you don't need steroids to look like a superhero. He calls himself the Liver King, and millions of people believe every word he says. He builds a multi-million-dollar empire, becomes one of the biggest fitness influencers on the planet, until one day he gets exposed and everything falls apart. This is the unbelievable true story of Brian Johnson, aka the Liver King, and how he went from viral sensation to public disgrace. Who is the Liver King? Our story begins in Texas, where a 43-year-old man named Brian Johnson is living a pretty ordinary life, except for the fact that he's absolutely shredded. We're talking superhero-level muscles. Brian isn't a household name yet, but he's about to change that. In 2021, he hatches a plan to transform himself into an online fitness guru. And so, the Liver King is born. What makes him different? It's not just the muscles or the workouts, it's the philosophy. Brian starts preaching what he calls the ancestral lifestyle, the idea that modern life has made us weak, sick, and soft. According to him, the solution is simple. Eat like our ancient ancestors, mostly raw meat and animal organs, especially liver. Move like them, lift heavy, carry things, sprint. Sleep on the ground, get sunlight, avoid processed food. And everywhere you look, there's the Liver King. He's shirtless, covered in sweat, lifting insane weights, and biting into raw animal organs on camera. He posts videos of himself eating pounds of raw liver, claiming it's the secret to health, strength, and a ripped physique. And people eat it up, literally and figuratively. He starts calling liver nature's multivitamin and hammers home his signature line, liver is king. But here's the catch. To fully live the ancestral lifestyle he's preaching, you're going to need a little help. Specifically, you're going to need his own brand of supplements, which conveniently, he's selling. And not just selling, he's pushing them hard. Protein powders, desiccated liver capsules, vitamins. He's got a supplement for everything. And with his larger-than-life personality, his shredded physique, and his primal messaging, he builds a fan base almost overnight. Before long, he has 1 million YouTube subscribers, 3 million Instagram followers, 6 million on TikTok, and reportedly, his supplement empire is pulling in $100 million a year. At least that's what he claimed. But something isn't adding up.
To be a very fee.
Here's where things start to smell a little fishy. The Liver King isn't just selling supplements. He's selling a dream. The dream that if you just eat the way he eats, train the way he trains, and buy the products he sells, you too can look like him. And people believe it. But others, not so much. Because let's be honest, Brian is in his mid-40s with a body that looks like it was sculpted in a lab. It's incredibly hard, if not impossible, to get that muscular and stay that lean naturally, especially at his age. And people start to ask, is he really all natural? Is it really just liver, hard work and supplements? But every time he's asked, Brian is adamant. No steroids, no PEDs. I'm all natural. I've never touched any performance-enhancing drugs. He denies it in interviews. He denies it in his own videos, and he does it with complete confidence. And you know what? It works. Despite growing skepticism, his following continues to skyrocket. His supplements are flying off the shelves. His brand is everywhere. He's the king of the primal movement. And the supposed income? A staggering $100 million a year. Though to be fair, Brian has a habit of exaggerating, so that number might be part of the hype too. But there's one problem with living a lie this big. Eventually, the truth always comes out. And when it does, it's going to destroy everything. Act 3, the expose, the moment it all falls apart. apart. But here's the thing about the internet. You can only lie for so long before someone calls you out. And not everyone was buying the Liver King's story. In 2022, one man decided to pull back the curtain. Derek, from the popular fitness YouTube channel More Plates, More Dates. Derek, a well-respected figure in the fitness community, somehow gets his hands on leaked private emails. Emails between Brian and his doctor. And inside those emails is the smoking gun. The emails reveal that Brian, the guy who built his brand on raw liver, primal workouts, and no steroids ever, was actually spending a jaw-dropping $11,000 every single month on steroids and human growth hormone. Not just a little bit. Not everyone in Hollywood does it levels. We're talking massive amounts of synthetic drugs fueling the very body he claimed came purely from organ meats and ancestral living. All that talk, the ancestral lifestyle, the supplements, complete and utter nonsense. And Derek doesn't keep this information quiet. He drops a viral bombshell video, carefully laying out the evidence for the world to see. The video explodes across the internet. The story gets even bigger when Derek appears on the Joe Rogan Experience, one of the most listened to podcasts in the world, to talk about it. Joe Rogan, known for calling out BS when he sees it, laughs it off on the show, pointing out the obvious. There's no way a man in his mid-40s gets that jacked naturally, period. End of story. The fallout is immediate. Brian is cornered. He can't lie anymore. So he does what all disgraced influencers eventually do. He posts an apology video. In the video, he admits, "I lied. I misled a lot of people. I'm embarrassed and ashamed." But the damage is already done. His followers feel betrayed. His fan base turns on him overnight. To make matters worse, Brian faces a massive $25 million class action lawsuit, accused of false advertising for pushing supplements under the lie that they were responsible for his physique. Though the lawsuit is eventually dropped, the court of public opinion has already made up its mind. Brian's reputation destroyed, his career dead in the water. He vanishes from social media, humiliated, disgraced, and seemingly gone for good. Or so everyone thought. Act 4. The meltdown in descent into madness. Fast forward to 2025. It's been a couple of years since the world last heard from Brian Johnson. But, out of nowhere, he resurfaces. And what happens next is, honestly, it's hard to believe. Instead of laying low and rebuilding his life, Brian, now 47 years old, fixates on one person, Joe Rogan. Why? Because Joe was one of the most public voices who laughed at his downfall. And for whatever reason, the Liver King just can't let it go. It starts small. Brian posts bizarre, unhinged call-out videos on Instagram, directly addressing Joe. "Joe Rogan, I'm calling you out. Man to man, I'm picking a fight with you." At first, it seems like harmless attention-seeking. But the videos get weirder, darker, more aggressive. He claims he's traveling to Austin, Texas, where Joe Rogan lives, to confront him. He rants about activating Liver King cells and picking a fight in the name of primal living. It's like he's fully lost touch with reality. The police take notice. They contact Joe Rogan, who says he's never even met Brian in person, but that he's genuinely concerned for his safety, believing these videos to be actual threats. Authorities act fast. A warrant is issued for Brian's arrest. He's found at none other than the Four Seasons Hotel in Austin. And just like that, bam, he's arrested. Here's his mugshot, the image of a man whose empire is now in complete freefall. But even this doesn't stop him. After posting bail, Brian is slapped with a restraining order. He must stay at least 200 yards away from Joe Rogan at all times. And yet, he's right back online the very next day, making more veiled threats, carefully worded so he doesn't break the law. But the message is crystal clear. If your first name starts with a J and your last name rhymes with Brogan, I invite you to meet my family. But because of the law, I can't invite you to do that. Not tonight. The line between reality and fantasy is completely gone. Brian's obsession spirals into full-blown meltdown territory. It's not just an influencer scandal anymore. It's turning into something truly disturbing. And judging by his behavior, it's probably just a matter of time before he lands back in jail. Outro. The moral of the story. And that's where the story of the Liver King stands today. From a $100 million empire built on deception and raw liver to public disgrace, arrest, and complete mental collapse. Brian Johnson's story is a cautionary tale of how fast things can spiral when your entire brand is built on lies, ego, and performance-enhancing drugs. What started as a fitness fad turned into something darker, a case study in obsession, deception, and the terrifying power of internet fame. If you enjoyed this wild story, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe for more jaw-dropping true stories, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. I'll see you in the next one.